Today I'm gonna take this motley cast of characters and heroes, train them up to fight this 3 waves of tough enemies, barring me from my journey. In order to do that, we're gonna have to, well, fight, get a lot of loot, and explore the world around me, taking part in an RPG quest. Now, all of this is happening in AFK Journey, and they're sponsoring today's video, and they want me to let you know that you can pre-register for this game right now using the link in the video description. And while you're watching my epic journey from a modest beginning to glorious greatness, I want to ask you this. Does AFK Journey truly embody the casual open world description of the game? Why don't you watch and let me know? AFK Journey, the latest installment in the AFK series, carries forward the adventure in the land of Asperia. It features both beloved heroes and fresh faces, together deepening the saga of Asperia. And now the journey begins. Well, not exactly, because I have been playing for quite a while, and as you can see, it's an AFK game, and I've been AFK for over 18 hours. So now, this is one of my favorite parts of the game. I have all of my heroes. They're pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. This guy's one of my favorite. He buffs everything. It's great. And I've got a lot of extra supporting characters that I can sub in and out. But if I want to level them up, I need to get my AFK rewards, which I have bucket loads of. So let's collect all of the goodies. And I can collect this incrementally, but it's better to just come back and wait. And then I can do instant, a 120 minutes worth of AFK rewards. Yes, please. We have work to do. Now, I can level up my champion. But I gotta be within 10 levels of each other, so we look at the lowest common denominators here. Ooh, I can ascend to legendary status and continue to level up. And I'm gonna take some instant rewards since I got them available. Because while my highest hero is level 70, if I wanna beat this realm, I need to be at level 90. One of the other quick ways to do it is recruit a bunch of heroes, of which I have many at this point, and get the cards. But we want epic heroes. So by sending out these very fancy gold letters, I can recruit the best of the best. And I just unlocked Vala. By doing that a number of times, essentially you're able to ascend your characters to a greater level of power and rarity. And you can go from elite to epic to legendary. But ultimately what's going on is there's this dark pestilence called the miasma, and it's created a bunch of refugees, so I want to find out more about what's going on. I get my quest objectives, and if I take a little bit of time to explore the map around me, you can find a lot of loot. And then, well, enemies to fight. And this is one of the best parts of the whole game, the combat. So I've got a number of heroes, and they're different classes. Valen is a warrior, Muriel is a mage, and Lucius is a tank, just to name a few. So how I put them out in battle formation is pretty important. I'm gonna put a tank in the front, so that's good old Lucius, and my supporting heroes in the back. The battle begins, and I can turn on my abilities to happen automatically, and it's sort of like an auto battler in a way, which is where, you know, the whole AFK part of AFK Journey comes from. The ability's happening automatically. Once I press it, means some of those guys had it saved up. Did you see the fire? Now the formation will save to what I've used in the last battle. And so this time, our special abilities are automatically turned on. So when they're available, you'll see the characters just do them, and I can watch this at 1x speed or 2x speed. And you can tell by looking at my hero's health bars in the bottom, I am dominating. Upgrading my heroes early definitely helped me get into this adventure much quicker. Every now and then you'll find battles with certain mechanisms in them. Like this one's adding some obstacles that sort of change how you might want to lay out your troops. Oh wow. Vala looks like she's a straight up assassin. But still, Valen is my favorite because of his ability to do a lot of attacks to a number of enemies when he's powered up fully. And after the battle, the loot. My favorite part. And you see that glowing little bit there? It pays to do a little bit of extra exploring. I mean, it literally pays. So as we approach this, well, rather beautiful village, let me procure its goods. One of the issues here is this way is blocked, but you can see the lever right there. So in order to get there, I'll probably have to travel all the way around. Oh, and we've encountered a puzzle. Illuminate all of the stone plates. Well, that wasn't too difficult. And loot is mine. Look at this guy. He's guarding an epic loot chest, and well, I want it. But he is an elite, and this is what, well, it's called an elite challenge. But I'm not scared. Let's switch out one of my characters and try out a new one. I want to try this panther-looking guy. Needless to say, the elites have a ton of health. Like, look at that. That's my favorite ability in the game. I'm a very, like, sort of defensive player, and he buffs my ability to shield incoming damage, so it keeps my troops fighting longer. He has saved my butt so many times. But victory's mine, and look at that! The hotshot healer is the new guy. Swift Shadow. And he's a rogue, but it said he was a healer. But now for the best part, the loot. Gathering as much loot is gonna make it even more possible for us to level up our characters. And since I rely on Lucius so much, I'm gonna put as much leveling up as I can. Now, upgrading artifacts is equally as important because that's one of the passive buffs you can go into battle with. And I've been able to level up most of my characters to, well, as close to 70 as I can get. So if we look at power level, I've gotta do some changing up here. These are my most powerful characters. And we can make them even more powerful by upgrading their equipment. Now, all the while I'm going on this adventure, I do need to be mindful of this key mechanic, which is increasing my AFK resource production. Now, you can increase it by participating in battles. The more of these AFK challenges that you beat and win, the higher your AFK resource production gets. There's Lucius with the best ability in the game, at least in my very biased opinion. Good old Granny doing her thing, not only baking me cookies. And there we go. Our XP rate went up. So this is the new character, and she's got a pretty impressive ultimate ability. And I feel like looking at the health of my heroes, we're sort of getting close to maybe where we'll cap out. So here I've got to protect this crystal, which I think given the strength of my frontline troops, I don't think that's gonna be too hard. 2 ultimates at the same time. The battles are pretty beautiful to watch. When you're sort of defending an objective like this, I've often noticed that like you're sort of in a wave defense. But it's kind of fun that like the battles will have different mechanics going on. There's always something new. And there's always more loot. But one of the fun things is the day and night cycle, which just sort of adds to the atmosphere of the game. Wait a minute, this isn't my optimal lineup. The Adamant Syndicate. These are the big baddies in AFK Journey. And the best part is, I'm gonna fight them, but I also get to understand of like, what's their objective? What are they doing? But they have something called a black stone and they're trying to corrupt this. Well, some allies. Cavalry. There you go, you tell them, Keely. All right, can we fight now? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the best part here is oftentimes you get to try out a new hero just by them joining up with you. Now that looks like a support character. So I want my 2 tanks and my warrior, and we'll go with you because you're my most powerful one. And we're ready to battle, so I'm gonna slow this one down just to see how good this new hero is and if I wanna add them after trying to collect them into my army. So here's Leica's special. That seemed like it did pretty well. So we've been victorious, the enemy flees before our might, and the quest continues. Well, look at that. We're protecting against climate change. Leica here is telling me that the Adamant Syndicate is in Shimmerwood. So I want to go get them. So this is one of the more fun ones. Protect the crystal, and basically there's 2 lanes because of these stone walls, so I put a tank in each one, and then I put a bunch of support and damage dealers behind them. I feel like I'm in a bit of a castle siege, and then I wiped out that wave before the next one even got there, which I'd say is pretty impressive. So we'll speed things up because, well, this is just one of the many battles I'll be doing AFK. Well, other than speeding the battle up. And as long as they don't destroy that crystal, I win. I love taking the extra moment and just exploring just a little bit more. It's a pretty casual RPG as things go. The path is sort of predetermined, but you still feel rewarded from just taking that little bit of extra time to explore. And I don't know what I just did. Well, I mean, I do. I teleported. I need to tell Lyra here to stop sending her stupid guard because he's not as good as my warriors. So this is a 1 versus many battle, but like, watch. This is why he's one of my favorites. He just eliminated one of those guards and took the other 4 down to half health. That is what you call a man on a mission. He was born to end live. And luckily he's fighting for me. Another day, another victory. Give me that loot. Now this is the moment that I've been waiting for. To unlock the next area, we have to fight the Miasma guards. Now before I do that, I'm gonna stack things in my favor. I'm gonna send out my letters, and I'm gonna acquire some elite heroes. So hopefully I can ascend some of mine. So how did we do? Pretty dang good considering Lucius was one of them. Yes! Oh, this is fantastic. I am going to ascend my favorite and best hero. I really have a trouble picking a true favorite, don't I? I've said a bunch of them are my favorites, but these 5 are my real favorites, I promise. I'm gonna get a legendary plus. Look at his power level go up. He just went up by over 1,000 power. Now, let's put him into battle and see just how good he can do. I would not advise this. Don't try this at home, but I'm gonna try it. I just want to see, your formation is incomplete. Are you being an idiot? Yes, I am, but it is for science. I wanted to see how good he would do by himself. Okay, I guess even though I think he's great, you know, outnumbering him 5-1 isn't necessarily the best tactic. But I can revise my tactics. I can learn from my mistakes. I've got my 3 tanks at the front. I've got my supporting cast right behind them, ready to dish out the damage. And now, I'm not bringing a knife to a gunfight anymore. I'm bringing 5 heroes to a hero fight. It's a little bit more fair. Now, the yellow bars on the bottom, Valen is about to do his thing. Well, before Vala does it, okay, we've got 3 ultimates around the same time, and Valen died. Valen, rest in pepperonis, my friend. You'll be back for the next one. There's my other favorite. Yeah, I got a lot of favorites with my heroes. Vala's really growing on me because her ultimate ability, she just like teleports across the map and assassinates somebody. It's pretty dang impressive. Check it out, right there. I mean, that was perfect. But we have 2 more battles to get through this wall of miasma. This is normally where you encounter some of the most intense fights, is when you're battling the guards of the miasma. So this is the moment that I've been training for, that I have been building up my heroes for probably 8 to 10 hours of gameplay, and then probably 30 hours of AFK gameplay. Now, Valen is almost dead again. I think the issue, I'm realizing that one of the tactical errors I believe I might be making is in my formation. Valen is not a tank, he is a warrior. He's not meant to get slapped around a lot, he's meant to do the slapping. So in our final battle, let's finally grow up here and switch a tank. Good old Granny here at level 69 to the front. The reason I want her at the front is because Lucius, he's got a very good healing ability, so the longer he stays in the battle, even though he's a tank, the better. So now, since Granny was at the point of attack there, she is actually receiving the most damage. So Valen, who dishes a lot, and Lucius, who can support a lot, are able to stay. There it is again. Vala, you are truly growing on me. I think this is my favorite group of 5, and the only one I might switch out is probably Granny. If I could get a equally as skilled and talented tank, I'd probably switch her out, because I do like the 2 tanks. And there she is. She's like, you're gonna switch me out? I just won you the battle. You're right. And there, the miasma is cleared, a new area unlocked, and our journey just continues. Not only that, but we've unlocked area 2-2, and to get all the way out, we'll need to reach level 90. Once again, I want to say a big shout out and thank you to AFK Journey for sponsoring today's video. Remember that you can pre-register using the link in the video description below for AFK Journey. And I want to remind you to let me know your thoughts on whether or not you think AFK Journey truly embodies the casual open world description. And thanks for watching.